Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh, and good morning to all. My name is Nur Adya binti Ahmad Sukri, and I am from 5 Ibn Sina SK Gong Nangka. Reading is the bridge to knowledge, and through reading, we can also fill our free time with beneficial things. Recently, I had read a book, Siri Budaya Warisan Malaysia, titled Permainan Tradisional, which had been written by Marwiyah binti Ahmad. This book had been published by Gatsmart Publication SDN BHD and printed by UG Press SDN BHD. It contains about 72 pages. This book gives a lot of exposure about Malay traditional cultures and really suitable reading for primary school pupils like me. This book discusses a lot of traditional games that I had in our traditional society before. It has really colorful and interesting pictures. Among the types of game tu are congkak and types of gasing such as gasing berembang, gasing buku benang, gasing jantung, gasing piring, gasing pinang, gasing uri, and gasing pangkah. This book also tells about types of wow, section of wow, way of making, and way of playing. Besides that, batu seremban game, dam aji, galah panjang junjung inai, ketinting, konda-kondi also being touched thoroughly. For me, this book is really interesting because a lot of traditional games that I had never known before, like mahjong, sepak bulu ayam, sepak raga, sepak manggis, and tibau. Overall, nothing to lose reading this book because our heritage art will never disappear in our children's mind like me. Although technological sophistication is so significant now, this book can really maintain the legacy of our ancestors. Thank you. The spread of COVID-19 in this country starting as early as 25th January 2020 after the Chinese tourists entered this homeland from Singapore legalized again that outbreak. Also, there was a change of government, but the mission remains the same. That is breaking the COVID chain. Various initiatives had been carried by the government in order to ensure that this pandemic is being eliminated immediately. Instead, the people's survival can be continued. This is a step that has been taken by the government in dealing with this wabak. On 19 March, our Primary Minister Tan Sri Muhyiddin Yassin announced that the government decided to carry out Movement Control Order (PKP) starting from 18 until 31 March before across the country. In that time, Malaysia, which entered the final containment phase, recorded 553 positive COVID-19 cases. The majority of tabligh congregation clusters with 12 individuals were treated in intensive care unit (ICU) and requires intubation. Movement Control Order (PKP) continued. Implementation of PKPD, acknowledging the situation in this country is likely to be even more difficult on 25 March. Through a typical mission, Muhyiddin announced that Movement Control Order will be continued until 14 April 2020. A holistic framework of national concern aid the people of Malaysia, which come from various levels of society which was struck by the COVID-19. Wabak will receive and may ask for various assistance and initiative outlined in the economic stimulus package by the government. Synergy of government, private and NGO cooperation in dealing with the crisis. It does not only involve effort from the government. Every level of society, private organization and major role bodies (NGO) also play a major role in breaking the chain of this chapter. Several hotels, for example, have offered to serve the government as a quarantine center. In fact, there are hotels like in Sabaraya that have started to survive as a cities just returned from outside the country. This decisive and appropriate action of government to carry out various preventive and control measures put Malaysia among the best countries in dealing with COVID-19 if it records lower health status compared to other countries. The low percentage of high patient recovering and dying in Malaysia also proved that the government had a pandemic management among the best in the world, he said in a media statement today. The matter was acknowledged by the Yang di-Pertuan Agong Al-Sultan Abdullah Riayatuddin Al-Mustafa Billah Shah, who expressed his appreciation and support to the government and the authorities in implementing firm and strict measures to address the spread of COVID-19 epidemic. Datuk Pengelola Bijaya Diraja Istana Negara Datuk Ahmad Fadil Shamsuddin said he expressed his support for the government decision to extend the Movement Control Order (PKP) until May 2012. He said, among other measures including the implementation of Perintah Kawalan Pergerakan diperketatkan PKPD Movement Control Order in high risk areas such as in Kampung Sungai Lui Hulu Langat, Selangor and Simpang Renggam, Johor. Kuala Lumpur Wholesale Market and Selangor Mansion are also effective in helping to reduce the percentage of cases. The government firm measures to close the entrance to foreign tourists to prevent the entirety of positive external cases and import cases are also appreciated. As a result of these measures, the percentage of positive COVID-19 infection in Malaysia is lower than in other countries, including developed countries. His Majesty described the trend as a good sign in Malaysia's effort to break the COVID-19 chain and end the PKP based off 6 World Health Organization WHO guidelines. Based off the latest record, Malaysia is on the right track to curb this pandemic change and end the PKP. Therefore, His Majesty calls on the people to play a role and take responsibility by ensuring the safety of themselves, their family, and the community. He said, I strongly agree with all the steps taken by the Malaysian government in addressing this global pandemic. Thank you.